Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today I'm working on month 2, week 6. Can you believe we're at week 6 already? It's mind-blowing to me. So let's get sewing. So week 6 has already been laid out here, and what I like to do, so I can also, it's just for my purpose, I write week 6 on it. So that's why you're seeing that right there. So we're going to go ahead and fold down our paper. So I'm going to look for my first color, and my first color is marked KW. So in my filing system, KW is kiwi. I really like these colors, by the way. See how we're going to lay this puppy out. As you can see, you're going to have to manipulate just a smidge, corner to corner, to get it all in. It's a tight cut on this one, and right here it is. A41. So you're making sure that you have everything the way that it should. And this will be the last cut for this month on this color. So what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm going to make sure that as I'm laying it in, you're just going to wiggle it around until all of your crease lines are covered. So I've got this in this way right here. And I am sure everything is covered, without a doubt. So now I'm going to pin in place. And that just helps it so it doesn't wiggle as I trim in. So I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to fold this piece down, and we're going to trim it in. You're going to use that ledge on your add a quarter ruler. And then we're going to slide this over and out of the way. We'll slide this side because we're going to be adding all these colors. So while you're making one cut, you might as well do them both. Slide it, and you're going to feel it hit. That's where it's going to line up nice and snug. So my next color, I'm going to slide it around, is Sour Apple. I was reading that while I was talking. So I'm going to pull out my next color, and as you can see, I had some left over from the last go around. A4 is what I'm looking for over on my cutting chart, my cut guide. So I'm going to mark that off because that tells me I've got the right piece. I'm going to go to section 2, and that's this piece, and I'm going to mark it off. That'll be the last time I'll use this color for this pattern. So let me get this lined up in here. See which one I want to use. These are big scraps. I won't use those. So I'll line this one up in there. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to lay it here. And it's going to be a little bit of a weird angle for a minute because I'm going to have to trim this little sliver out before I ever do anything. And this is just what you do with FPP. You just cut them out. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And now I have my straight line. So I'm just going to go like this and flip it over. Make sure I'm all lined up. And that is quite a significant piece. So as you can see, when that's sewed in, that's going to overlap. So I'll just flip it in and sew this baby in. I hope right now that you are enjoying the Legit Kit Box of the Month. They have did a fabulous job lining everything up, marking everything to give you the best end result. So if you're following every detail, whether you are familiar with FPP or not, it makes the whole process come together so nicely. So I will move this out of the way and put it back in with my Sour Apple. You never know when somewhere along the line you might need that little tidbit. And all of Legit Kit's number pattern, their number codes, like what you're seeing here, this will follow every kit that Legit Kit puts out. This 1188 Kiwi, KW, that'll be the marking for any patterns that they do. So when you see these codes, it's really important that you keep them. for the duration of this pattern. And if you think you're going to be doing more legit kits, get a little filing system. Keep all of your fabric, whether it's a little scrap or whatever. Sometimes we do miss cuts and things happen. So it just makes it easier. I don't want to cut this, so I'll slide this little label right there. You can use those labels for many things. I just leave it with the fabric for the duration of the project. And I'm not going to trim that out yet, but I will come down here and make sure that is good. So I'll put this little sliver back into the sour apple. The next color I'm looking for is HR. So let me put my cut guide back. HR is charts. So let me pull that one out. And as you can see, there's a lot of colors for this one. So what we're going to do is look for A4, and that's right here. And it's telling me this is the piece that I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to mark that off on the cut guide. And you don't have to use all of their directions, but I choose to. It makes it come in handy, and it's telling me where my cut needs to be on the cut guide. So we're going to pull these little slivers. I don't need those right now. So we've already made one cut for this. So what I'm going to do right now is bring this one in, and this is where this little piece is going to come in. So I'm going to find my line, and I want to overlap right there, just about a good 1/4 of an inch. Like I said, Legit Kits does give you extra. So be generous with your cut, but you don't want to be wasteful. And I still come out about a 1/4 of an inch when I'm doing mine. And I know it's a sloppy cut, but that's okay. And then you stop what you're doing and refile all of your fabric. So now what I'm going to do is flip this over. This is the piece that I have. And I'm going to slide it right here. And I'm going to flip it over, pinch it in place. And I'm going to sew this in now. So I hope that you are enjoying, like I said, the box of the month. They have so many patterns. So once you get through this, you'll see I'll be doing another one. This is a good way to dip your toes in the water with Legit Kits and make sure that it's something for you. I haven't seen it disappoint anyone yet. They also have the buyback that if you get in with one of their big patterns or patterns per se, and you find you don't like it and it's not for you, don't leave it lay on your shelf for like a year and think you'll get a refund. But they will refund you your money if it's something that when you get it, you just know it's not for me. So you fold back here and you lay this down. Make sure that you get that little end right here. And we're going to trim it out. And there's not a whole lot of waste. So I'm going to slide it around now, and I'm going to look for LM. That's lime. So we'll pull this out with the cutting chart, and once again, we're going to look for A4 on the cutting chart. A4, and I'm looking for piece 4. So A4, and I'm looking for my piece right here, and this is where it's at. So that's where I'm going to cut. This lime is really pretty. So I'm coming over on this side, just as the directions said. And I will come up here, and I can choose to come right here, or I can flip it over this way. The main thing is you want to make sure that you have that good 1/4 of an inch. Coming down here, I don't want to get that. And now I can file this one away. I'm going to lay this down. And as you can see, this is my bigger side. So I'm going to lay this in. And then when it's sewed in, it's going to cover up. So I'll lay it down like this and make sure that I keep a finger on it when I did that flip. You can even choose to pin. I want to make sure that nothing shifted. So I'll wiggle just a little bit. Keep it pinched, because you'd be really upset if you have to pull out jug. And I double check here where my sew line is. And we're going to just get this in. Not too bad, and it's under like 15 minutes for this blog. Now we're just going to fold it back, and it's important to make sure you get this one corner piece in. That's a small section, and it can buckle on you. And then just leave the heat lay for just a second. You don't want to scorch your fabric. Then I'll pop these pins out because they're no longer a need. Then we'll trim this block in, and week 6 is complete. Now, how quick and easy was that? So there you go. Ready to go into the file system until we're ready to do the assembly. So thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you back again on week 7. Take care, God bless, and thank you so much for joining me.